Fox News Alert, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing a bombshell report today that shows a conspiracy by a sitting president, Barack Obama, and his intel agencies to sabotage the president-elect, Donald Trump, brainwash the electorate, and undermine the legitimacy of an election.
There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't.
Gabbard got her hands on a House intel report that's been locked away in a CIA vault for almost a decade. Investigators spent over 2,000 hours looking into how the Russia hoax was born, interviewing 20 CIA and FBI officials. And it turns out that the Obama administration doctored the intelligence to make it look like Putin and Trump stole the election. A month after Trump beat Hillary, Barack Obama wasn't.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
I tell you, man, Obama gate, Democrat gate, it's all kind of gates. I tell you, just open the gates. It gets worse and worse and worse for these Democrats. And it's not even a part of today's show, but I want to just play this real quick because it's breaking the internet, you know, with this whole Epstein saga, you know. And Hakeem Jeffries, they call him Dollar Store Obama. We need to stop disrespecting our beautiful, sweet dollar store. Please, y'all. I don't know why they give him that nickname. He's worse than the dollar store. We need to put some respect on the dollar store, for real. But Hakeem Jeffries was just confronted a couple of hours ago about, you know, the fact that a congressional Democrat concluded with Jeffrey Epstein to harm Donald Trump in 2019. He didn't expect this. Check this out, man. I know some of y'all might have already seen it. This is just something, boy.
Thanks. Why should Americans trust you and House Democrats on the Jeffrey Epstein files when one of your own, Congresswoman Plaskett, was found to be texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing, getting information from him, using that in her questioning during a congressional hearing, and at one point he tells her, "Good job."
This is a bipartisan effort to make sure that, consistent with what the survivors have requested, that there's full and complete transparency, and every single predator who may be in those Justice Department files doesn't escape accountability. Thanks.
I told y'all this. I'm trying to watch my language on here because I almost said something, and you know it's like they be censoring my videos. You know, I be trying to hold it in, but I just can't. I told y'all, man, about these politicians, these Democrats. They are a disgrace, especially this one right here. You know, I've had enough of covering his live television of him on with the fake news media. I've had enough of the gaslighting, the fear mongering. You know, and how he smirks and laughs in people's face. I've had it, man. You know, I have had it. All the lies, the misinformation, and the Trump derangement syndrome. And he just reverts everything back to Trump. You see how he responded? You see the smirk he gave? Yeah, it's a disgrace, man. You just can't make it up with these people, man. You just can't. You know? And this is why so many people think differently of the whole Epstein thing, and they see why Trump has said what he said, and why so many are starting to kind of just say, well, man, maybe Trump has a point. But I told y'all, let everything come out. But that brings us to the main part of today's show. You know, you just can't make this up. Another update coming, and it's a bombshell. And a lot of y'all actually sent this to me, emailed it to me, shared it to me via X. Some of you on Instagram sent this to me, and it was coming from Dr. Steve Turley. You know, we love our friend Dr. Steve, and it's a bombshell. 20 CIA and FBI agents just flip. So let's check this out, boy. Oh boy, you just can't make this up, man. You just can't.
The sealed vault has been opened, and what's inside changes everything. They told you it was a conspiracy theory. They called you crazy for even asking the question. For nearly a decade, the legacy media, big tech, and Washington insiders buried the story, mocked anyone who dared to dig deeper, and dismissed Obamagate as right-wing fantasy.
How many times we said that on the show? You just can't make it up, man. And dragged us through the mud, huh? Tried to put us in the garbage, huh? Good luck with that. Them Patriots keep fighting.
And now, 20 CIA and FBI whistleblowers are singing, and it's sending shockwaves through the D.C. swamp like never before. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you make sense of the madness as the far left desperately tries to stop the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age that you're making happen all over the world. So if you want a front row seat on how you continue to change the world in ways you never knew, that when Trump nominated Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence, she would take the deep state head on, and she has not disappointed. Last summer, Tulsi declassified a bombshell House Intelligence Committee report. It's been locked away in a CIA vault since September of 2020. And what it revealed is absolutely nothing short of explosive. The Russian collusion hoax wasn't a legitimate investigation that went sideways. It was from the very beginning manufactured from the top down, and it was directed by none other than President Barack Hussein Obama himself. Here's what we now know. After Donald Trump shocked the world by defeating Hillary Clinton in November 2016, which we predicted he would on this channel, President Obama wasn't satisfied with his own intelligence community's reporting. The official assessments from every single intelligence agency, the FBI, the CIA, NSA, Homeland Security, every single intelligence agency together concluded that Russia had neither the intent nor the capability to hack the United States election. That's exactly what was presented to President Obama in December of 2016, just a few weeks after Trump crushed Hillary on November the 8th. But then something unprecedented happened. Just weeks before Obama was set to leave office after Trump had already won, he ordered, again, this is Obama, he ordered a coordinated effort to manufacture intelligence concluding the exact opposite of what every single intelligence agency concluded. On December 9th, just days after receiving that intelligence report exonerating Russia from election interference, Barack Obama held a meeting in the Situation Room in the White House with FBI Director James Comey and Andrew McCabe, the Deputy FBI Director, CIA Director John Brennan, James Clapper, who was then the Director of National Intelligence, John Kerry, the Secretary of State, and National Security Advisor Susan Rice. And in that room, they together with Obama made a decision that would poison American politics for years.
Somebody ought to be walked out with their hands behind their back.
Here is Tulsi Gabbard.
We look at where we are now. Over the last several weeks, we've declassified and released documents that exposed how President Obama and leaders in the intelligence community knowingly manufactured a false intelligence document after the 2016 election was done, after the American people said, no, we want Donald Trump to go and be our commander-in-chief, not Hillary Clinton. And this manufactured document alleged that Russia aspired to help President Trump win the election, with the aim of undermining his presidency and usurping the will and the voices of the American people who sent Trump to the White House.
So they decided to manufacture fake intelligence that directly contradicted their own intelligence experts. So obviously this wasn't just spin. This was the systematic creation of false intelligence designed to delegitimize a duly elected president. And what's so key here is this goes way beyond partisan politics. It doesn't matter whether this was a Democrat administration or Republican administration. What Tulsi is exposing here represents a fundamental attack on the democratic process itself. When intelligence agencies go rogue, in effect, and manufacture evidence to undermine a duly elected president at the behest of the outgoing president, we're not talking politics as usual anymore, gang. We're talking about a constitutional crisis. Or Tulsi's words, we're talking about treason.
Treason.
That's the word she used. This was treasonous behavior on the part of all those involved. Now,
they're back.
The Obama-directed intelligence community assessment made 4 central claims that became the foundation for years of investigations, impeachment efforts, and the Mueller witch hunt. 1, Vladimir Putin wanted Donald Trump to win. 2, Putin took direct action to help Trump win. 3, the Russians had blackmail material on Trump, the infamous Steele dossier, the bought and paid for op research from the Clinton campaign that had all those fabricated, salacious details about Trump that Putin was supposedly using to manipulate him. And 4, the Russians colluded with the Trump campaign. Every single one of those allegations wasn't just false. They were all fabricated. They were frauds. They were all intentionally manufactured to sabotage Trump's presidency. There was no verifiable intelligence to support any of them. And now it looks like more and more CIA and FBI agents are beginning to sing. Wait until you see this. But if there is a lesson for all of us in this, it's that the radical left and the deep state will stop at nothing to hold on to and protect their own power over our nation's institutions. And one of the most effective ways that we can fight back against that every speech they have raised, this plunder 100 market taints driven to south. Freelancers exposed to meaningful wealth, trust potential, crypts, $1 million current, whatever an expert back on, and it's 20 the origins today. We're now getting reports that as many as 20 FBI and CIA agents were interviewed during the investigation into the origins of the Russian collusion narrative, and they were indeed singing. In fact, we're getting reports that there were over 70 witnesses total interviewed, over 300,000 documents produced, 2,000 classified source documents for the intelligence community assessment, 230 hours of testimony. And these agents are reportedly key insiders in terms of both rank and file and high-level officials who have reportedly blown the whistle, provided testimony, and pointed the finger directly.
You know what I say? Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. You gotta blow it. Got to blow it. Got to blow it hard. Blow it till you can't blow no more. Yeah, buddy. Blow. You got to blow.
Directly at the Obama administration regarding the manipulation of the intelligence assessment used to frame the Russian investigation. And this is all coming to a head in a federal grand jury that's been officially impaneled to begin meeting just weeks from now in January in Fort Pierce. That's in the Southern District of Florida. And this grand jury will investigate everything involved in this, what is technically known as Crossfire Hurricane Operation, and the potential criminal conspiracy charges against everyone involved in it, starting at the top. Now, what's so fascinating is that Pam Bondi appears to be taking full advantage of the fact that conspiracies are trans-jurisdictional. Constitutionally, conspiracy charges can be tried anywhere, like crimes involving money wiring And we're being told that this grand jury is considering evidence that's, again, going all the way to the top to Obama himself. It's just been announced that Cashapp has dropped over 30 subpoenas hitting the desks of people who once thought they were absolutely untouchable. So we're talking former CIA Director John Brennan, who led the agency during the Obama administration when the Russia investigation began, the utterly smug Peter Strzok, the former FBI Deputy Assistant Director of Counterintelligence, who helped open the FBI's Crossfire Hurricane probe into Trump-Russia connections. Lisa Page, former FBI attorney, whose text messages with Strzok revealed just how radically anti-Trump sentiment ran rampant throughout the agency back in 2016. James Clapper, former director of national intelligence, and approximately 26 other officials connected to the 2017 ICA, that's the Intelligence Community Assessment, that was intentionally altered and fabricated to make it look as if Trump and Russia colluded to interfere in the 2016 election. Federal prosecutors are now investigating whether Obama-era officials manipulated intelligence for political purposes. You know, for years, Democrats told us that no one is above the law as they indicted Trump on charges that have crumbled in court. Well, they set the rules. And if the evidence proves that a sitting president engineered an intelligence operation to delegitimize his successor and subvert the will of over 63 million American voters, then Barack Obama, John Brennan, James Comey, and everyone involved need to face the consequences. The dam is breaking.
Y'all know what I say.
Justice may finally be coming.
Y'all know what I say.
This time, it's backed
by
the receipts. So what do you guys think? You're the ones changing the world. Let me know in the comments section below.
I know what I say, man. You know, you got to drop it like it's hot. Put some oil on it. Lube it down. You know, some of them already come lubed and oiled down, though. Some of them do. I prefer the old ones, though. The old ones. You got to grab a pair of them old ones and just hear them click, you know, click. You know, somebody got to be walked out with their hands behind their back.